KwaZulu-Natal Hawks Head Lesetja Senona has rejected allegations that he assisted alleged crime kingpin Vusimuzi Cat Matlala to secure a 360 million rand SAPS contract. During his testimony before the Madlanga Commission, Senona also dismissed allegations of sharing sensitive police information. He labelled the claims baseless and frivolous. Ziana Ngobo is at the Commission at the Justice College and joins us now for the very latest and also for an analysis of the events yesterday insofar as the testimony of Senona. Good morning to you, Zianda. Again, another sort of, I want to say, mic drop moment because, again, you listen to that testimony and you, again, get a sense of just what's been happening behind the scenes. A lot of questions raised about Senona himself, but also reflect on that response from Senzo Mchunu.
Good morning to you, Iman. So many salient points and things to mull over following the first day of testimony from the KZN Hawks Head. You speak about so much happening behind the scenes. I mean, one of the things that Senona raised was that the KZN top cop Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi texted him on the 26th of November last year, when he made that short appearance before the commission to deal with issues of the witness statement, and it would seem that in that particular message, Mkhwanazi took aim at him for mentioning that particular apartment at the Pearls in Madlanga in Durban, which is apparently owned by Mkhwanazi. Senona interpreted this as a form of intimidation on the part of the KZN top cop insofar as what he should or shouldn't testify about. But what is abundantly clear, Iman, and this was a point that was driven home by the commissioners, is that Senona seemingly did not understand his oath insofar as the responsibilities that came with it. And this is in relation to that meeting that was held at this particular apartment where the KZN top cop was there, was not there, I beg your pardon, but the former police minister, I should say, Bheki Cele was there, Vusimuzi Cat Matlala was there, and so was Senona, and the kinds of discussions that were taking place regarding supply chain management and purchase orders. This came into question with Senona, denying that he heard all of what could have been discussed. He said he was in between the kitchen and the lounge where these discussions were taking place, where Mkhwanazi was allegedly promising to assist with one General Dineo Nkuwa, who's in charge of supply management, but also a recording that was sent by Vusimuzi Cat Matlala of an internal South African Police Service meeting that was being led by Nkuwa, which is speaking about, reviewing the tender that Matlala had with the South African Police Service, and Senona not finding any problem with how Matlala, a service provider, a private entity, a private security company, no less, has access to internal meetings. I want us to listen to the piece that our colleague Junior Khumalo has put together regarding what else took place during yesterday's testimony.
Giving testimony on Tuesday, yet another witness has claimed to have been threatened just before making their appearance before the Madlanga Commission. It comes a day after witness E said Police Minister on special leave, Senzo Mchunu, allegedly tried to influence and coerce him into lying to the inquiry. KwaZulu-Natal Hawks Head Lesetja Senona says messages allegedly sent by Provincial Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi have left him rattled.
On the 26th November 2025, I received a series of threatening WhatsApp messages from Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. The charts are attached here to as per Annexure S4. Hi General, I trust you are well. You made arrangement that I meet this guy Cat because he is your friend, brother, and he needed my help to speak to General Kua to place orders of his contract.
On his contract.
On his contract, thank you. He volunteered an information about a house. I think, but I'll read as it is. What is worse is that after you told me about the discussion between you and him regarding Nangi, I asked you about your relationship with him. I still don't know how the two of you met to discuss about Nangi Care. Besides voice recordings, cellular phone triangulation, and my vehicle tracker, including access footage, will confirm the date and time of our meeting, and for his own sake, I hope that those timelines are in line with what he said before the committee.
Senona claims that threats came after alleged criminal cartel boss Vusimuzi Cat Matlala appeared before the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee, where he revealed details of a meeting between himself, the KZN Police Commissioner, and Senona last April. Senona says Mkhwanazi allegedly agreed to assist Matlala by ensuring that he receives money owed to him after payment orders on his contract were withheld.
Nature shortly thereafter, Mr. Matlala and Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi began their discussions on the issues of the payments. I am not privy to all that was discussed as I was moving between the living area and the kitchen. My knowledge, however, in terms of my recollection, is that the General agreed to assist Mr. Matlala to get the purchase order.
In return, Senona said Mkhwanazi wanted information on Deputy National Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya. Senona will continue his testimony on Wednesday, while Mkhwanazi is said to be afforded an opportunity to respond to the fresh allegations at a later stage. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Junior Kumalo in Pretoria.
And it was interesting yesterday, Ziyanda, because Senona had his feet held to the fire. There were moments where he was reticent in that testimony, didn't want to give certain names. The commissioners had to really push him.
And I mean, this issue of the text messages that he didn't want to read out is something that I think the commissioners, as you've said, pushed him about, but in particular because they were using the reasoning or the justification around safety, even referring to witness D, which clearly did not hold water. Justice Madlanga asking how exactly, with the mentioning of these two particular names, how would you, or mentioning one of two of the names that are mentioned in these WhatsApp messages, how would there be a direct correlation between two people, and how exactly would the lives of these people be placed at risk? Adila Hassim SC, who is the evidence leader in this particular testimony, also asking the same question. Nevertheless, after a short adjournment, the name of Shadrack Sibiya then coming to the fore with regards to some of those text messages, and the commission really also, I think, striking that balance that we've been speaking about, Iman, about, well, you know, there needs to be transparency, and I suppose I wouldn't say it's an excuse, but just willy-nilly using the reasoning of witness safety, you know, it has to be really rigorously scrutinized and not even perhaps abused by those who don't want to be transparent in the things that they have to say. And this was also against the backdrop, Iman, of a Senona who earlier in the morning did not want to confirm whether or not his wife is related to Vusimuzi Cat Matlala, even though they share the same surname. He said, I do not want to answer that question, which I think in terms of tone for someone who was under subpoena was very, was not appreciated by the commission, and against the backdrop of someone who initially had only set aside one day and to be before the commission of inquiry. So insofar as the reticence that you speak of, these are just some of the examples, but certainly after the lunch break, the tone definitely changed, and of course we anticipate that the line of questioning from the commissioners will continue after he concluded his statement yesterday, Iman.
Just another thought as well, Ziyanda, given the testimony of witness E, given the response of the Minister on Special Leave now, Senzo Mchunu, and given the history of the very real danger related to witnesses who are in safe houses and giving their testimony anonymously, Has the Commission said anything about any special measures being laid on after Witness E's testimony?
Not that we've heard of at this stage, Iman, but Witness E, you'll recall, has been in that witness protection program since 2019 because they are a key witness in the murder trial of Sindiso Magaqa. Now, what is of concern, and perhaps it's a question worth asking the Commission, although it may not necessarily particularly be directed at them, is the issue around how did Senzo Mchunu come to get the contact details of a Witness E, because they were very explicit about the fact that they are very difficult to get a hold of. In fact, very few people have their contact details. And so this is a very stark example of how clearly the details around, Witness E have to a certain extent been compromised. By who exactly? Witness E says they're not particularly sure, but they have mentioned the Inspector General of Intelligence, at least on more than one occasion during that testimony, as being one of the few people that knows how to get a hold of them. Even Witness E detailing how, according to them, Mchunu has been harassing and trying to coerce them to lie before the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. And this is the WhatsApp recording that Mchunu did not address in that very terse statement that he released yesterday. Suffice to say that his lawyers are dealing with it, but perhaps extra measures could be put in place for Witness E, but that would also be dependent on the risk assessment that would be conducted by the relevant authorities.
Siyanda Ngcobo, thank you very much.